Please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Very good morning. Welcome to Chartbusters. We're bracing ourselves for fresh all-time highs. The Nifty is sitting with good gains in today's trading session and things looking very, very good. Nifty up 50 points. The mid-cap index as well is participating for the second day running. And on the whole, things are looking good. But the cement sector, that's one space that's really taking your breath away. ACC is up in today's trading session. Remember, a lot of the street was going short into these numbers. That trade didn't play out, and that stock, in fact, has taken off. Remember, valuation-wise as well, it's quite supportive. Ambuja Cements holds a stake in ACC, so that as well is running along. So a bit of a catch-up being played on that front. So you see Ambuja Cements as well is moving higher. And because ACC is moving higher, then people are saying, well, UltraTech Cement as well, that's the boss in the cement space. So a lot of buying being seen in UltraTech Cement. And since UltraTech Cement is going higher, Grasim as well is running behind UltraTech Cement. So these stocks really are doing well. And it's not just in the frontline cement stocks, even the broader market cement stocks are doing well. Case in point being something like an Orient Cement, that was up nearly around 15%. Now from the top, Orient Cement actually has come off from the high point of the day. So just keep an eye out on some of these stocks. Orient Cement's come off a good 6 rupees from the day's top. India Cements and some of these F&O counters, they'll do better because there are a lot of shorts in the system as well. Just one more point, Hero MotoCorp, the stock was down. I'm just looking at the intraday chart, and that's recovered nearly around 80 rupees from the low point of the day. Just take a look at that. It's on the verge of moving into the green. Now it's recovered a good 100 points from the low point of the day. So 100 bucks from the day's low. Let's see whether or not, these stocks, these two-wheeler stocks, have factored in a lot of the bad news. Hey, Mangalam.
Hi, Nigel. You spoke about cement so much that, you have to keep an eye out on a lot of the individual stocks. But you ended with Hero MotoCorp. You spoke about UltraTech being the boss. Out there in the two-wheeler space, the boss is moving. By the boss, I mean, the boss on the road, which is Royal Enfield. In fact, Eicher Motors should come up for you. That one's recovered, what, 600 rupees from the low point of the day? Just about breaking into the green as we speak. In fact, just about breaking into the high point of the day as we speak, closer to that 27,500 mark. We speak about all the other stocks trading at discounts, but this one trades at what, 27, 28 times 1 year forward, trading at a premium, strong, robust demand. That stock too has moved to the high point of the day. But talking about high point of the days, cements are used to make what, walls. After you make a wall, what do? You have to paint it. Asian Paints reporting its numbers today at the high point of the day, just ahead of numbers, not just the high point of today's trading session, it is at record highs as well. Doesn't trade too cheap, 49 times 2 year forward earnings.
And if you're going to have cement, you're going to make a new house and you're going to paint it, then champagne, right? Open up and some alcohol to go with it, it seems, because United Spirits, the numbers didn't look very, very good. Remember, the stock was already down a good 100 bucks prior to its numbers in the last couple of weeks, and that one has moved higher. That's the perfect one that's telling us the kind of mood. Anuj was making this point as well earlier. If United Spirits recovers from the low point of the day on the back of those results, that's telling you we are, in pretty good mood today.
Pretty good mood today, and adding the sweetener to that is Balrampur Chini. So that one should come up for you too. After a very long year in terms of declines, is at the high point of the day. But first up, our directors are shouting at us the headlines that we're tracking this morning. Cement stocks, they are on the rise, led by ACC. ACC posted a robust second quarter performance. Top line beats estimates owing to strong volumes in the cement and ready-mix concrete business. All the other cement stocks, they're buzzing.
And Bajaj Auto is under pressure, though the stock has recovered from the low point of the day. The management clarifies on a possible price war on the two-wheeler space. Rajiv Bajaj tells CNBC TV18 that they will go after the market with whatever it takes in terms of product, price and promotions.
United Spirits, that one recovers from lows. The company reports a weak quarter with volume growth coming in below expectations.
And L&T Tech and Infotech, they surge post good results. L&T Tech reports a beat on revenue margins with constant currency growth coming in at around 5 to around 6% on a sequential basis. L&T Infotech beats expectations for the fourth consecutive quarter.
Balaji Amines and Delta Corp react positively to a good set of numbers. A mines division for Balaji Amines drives the first quarter, while casino gaming division leads the revenue growth for Delta Corp. Granules, however, under pressure despite an 18% growth in top line. Margins recovering quarter on quarter, the stock off the low point of the day.
Well, the market at the high point of the day, you have Bajaj Auto that was down nearly around 2.5%. That's recovered a goodish bit from the low point of the day. But remember, the Nifty is up close to around 0.4%. You have the Nifty Bank that's up only around 0.3%. But despite that underperformance on the Nifty Bank, you have ICICI Bank. That's come to life in the last few minutes, and that's moving higher, and that's what's helping the Nifty as well as the Nifty Bank move higher. Take a look at that. That's moved to the high point of the day, and that's really helping us move higher as well. Ashwini Gujral joins in. Hi Ashwini, good morning. What's the trade on the Nifty? And also, if someone's holding a long position and they've been making a lot of money, where do they keep their stop loss?
Well, you know, today's low can be a decent stop because you want to protect as much of the gain as is there. So say broadly 11,100 is a good stop now. In the last half an hour or so, the financials are coming back, you know, all kinds, NBFCs, housing finance, you know, PSU banks, ICICI Bank, and Bajaj Auto, in my opinion, has bottomed out. So any long-term investor who buys here has a downside of 100 points, and upside could be 600 to 700 points.
Oh.
So that way, two-wheelers may have made a bottom. So for the moment, people should remain long, try to buy on dips. I think still, you know, large rally remains ahead because the banking sector still needs to participate. Also, Reliance is still in the negative, TCS is negative, Kotak is negative, so Bajaj Finance is negative. Several stocks still in the red, and they could recover by the end of the day. So there is more ammunition that people have. As far as stocks right now are concerned, metals have turned around. So Vedanta is a buy with a stop of 210, target of 225. Avanti Feed is a buy with a stop of 450, target of 475. And Whirlpool is a buy with a stop of 1650, target of 1710.
Ashwini, a word on Indiabulls Housing Finance. That is surging as we speak, from the Nifty pack up around 3.5%, one of the topmost gainers on the index right now.
See, it's had a fairly bad year, you know, thus far. And now all of these Canfin Homes and Indiabulls Housing Finance, everything is moving up. I would think this is a good risk-reward point to get in here. And possibly we should at some point see levels closer to 1,400.
All right. Thanks a lot for that, Ashwini. We will keep coming back to you all through the remainder of this day. But let's move on to a CNBC TV18 exclusive. Then Indian Railways tender for supply of long range to open today. Sources tell us that JSPL will participate in the final round of these financial bids. Anshu Sharma, our colleague, joins us on the phone line with all the details. Anshu, take it away.
That's right, Manglam. This is the first global tender for rail which has come out from Indian Railways, and today financial bid for 4.87 lakh ton rails will be opened at 3 p.m. And we understand from sources that the tender size will be close to 2,500 crore, and JSPL is one of the company which has cleared the technical round and is participating in the financial bid round today. JSPL spokesperson has told CNBC TV18 that JSPL officials have been informed by the railways to be present at the opening of financial bids today. If we go back to the tender, 7 lakh ton tender was tendered by Indian Railways last year, out of which 2.15 lakh ton is being provided by Steel Authority of India, and the rest 4.87 is being bid out via global tender. Remember, JSPL has about 1 million ton capacity for rail, and at least 20% of the order, which is 4.87 lakh ton, will be given to JSPL if it wins the bid. Back to you.
Okay, all right, Anshu. That's fairly important information actually that Anshu is talking about. Maybe in terms of volumes, it won't be too large, but the stock has moved higher because on these orders, the margins are better, you know, and that explains why, in fact, the stock has moved to the high point of the day. Interesting to see how much they get of this order. But remember, the management has been talking about this. They have been saying that they're looking to get a larger chunk of these railway orders. Traditionally, from the time I've been tracking it, normally only Steel Authority of India used to get it. Now that they've opened up that's why, in fact, we've seen the JSPL as well has been quite optimistic about this. And that explains post Anshu's exclusive, the stock has moved to the high point of the day.
The high point of the day for all the frontline indices, barring the Nifty Bank, which is underperforming. But if cricket was our analogy, then we have a bat raise come from Nifty on the half century, Sensex 150, as well as the mid caps on a double century. As the Nifty is above that 11,100 mark, it would make sense to pull up the 11,100 put as well. Yesterday we saw some addition, and today, as we've moved higher, almost 11,100 put is the one that I'm talking about, has added close to 19 lakh shares in open interest in expiry week. The bulls believe that is a mark that they can go ahead and defend. So that is something we will watch out for. But right now we're also looking at Balaji Amines. That stock has moved higher and is gaining sitting with a gain of almost about 8.5% after the company posted a strong quarterly revenue growth of almost 31%. To discuss this and more, we have Mr. D. Ram Reddy joining us now. Thanks a lot, Mr. A strong quarterly revenue growth of almost 31%. To discuss this and more, we have Mr. D. Ram Reddy joining us now. Thanks a lot, Mr. Reddy, for joining in. First up, if you could break up your top line growth in terms of volumes as well as value, and what are you expecting in terms of volume growth for this year, sir?
See, we have done about 30% growth when you compare to the revenue point of view, when you compare to the last quarter of the same this thing, and around 18.8% is about volume growth for the year, and we're expecting same between 15 to 20% of the volume growth for the year end also.
Okay, so remaining will be value, right? If 18% is volume, so you have taken price hikes of around 10% approximately on a year-on-year basis.
Yes, approximately.
Okay, all right. Sticking with the top line, sir, if you could tell us what is your current capacity utilization levels? Let's break that up for your total plant, or we can break it up as non-DMF and DMF.
See, other than DMF, we can take around 90% is we are doing. The DMF is doing around 40% only, which we are expecting to go in stream by coming quarters.
How much is DMF doing, sir?
It's about 30-35% capacity.
35%. All right. And your capacity is around 30,000?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. You said the last time you joined us that there was some sort of anti-dumping duty on dimethyl acetamide, and that is something that would boost your margins. Yeah. What do you think of the anti-dumping duty on DMF? What does that do, and is that expected?
Yeah, DMF, we already completed final hearing in the last week itself, and probably by month end or first week, we should get the support from the government by implementing the anti-dumping.
How much?
That is, I cannot say right now. The calculations are going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So first week of August is what you're referring to?
Yes.
Last year, in terms of DMF, I think the total number of tons you had sold was 12,000 tons, now out of your capacity of...
we have done 9 to 10,000
9 to 10,000 last year. And this year, post this anti-dumping coming about, how much you're hoping to do?
Minimum 20 to 25,000 tons.
Minimum 20 to 25,000. All right. So the sooner that comes, the better for you.
Yes.
Sticking with the top line, break up domestic and exports. How much is it?
See, exports, out of this 260 crores, we're done 50, and around 21% is exports included in this.
21% is exports?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so let's move away from your non-chemical business right now, Mr. Reddy. Your hotels business, last year, it did an EBIT loss of close to 140 crores. Last year, that narrowed to almost 32 crores. And right now, the loss has turned into a profit of 2 crores this quarter itself. Are people checking in more? Are you expecting some more EBIT to come by for the remainder of this year?
Yeah, definitely, because there's a lot of improvement in the hotel business in the city. We see a lot of things are happening, a lot of events are happening in the Solapur city. There's a reason we are expecting much better in the coming months.
But is it possible that you'll sell this hotel business and just focus on your chemicals business? We asked you this quite a few times. But is there a possibility if you get a good offer, now it's profitable as well?
It's not. As of now, no, we are not taking any decision for that.
Okay. So
what explains the rationale of, behind, having a hotel business when you're doing very well in your chemical business any which way? Absolutely unrelated businesses, right?
So it's not like that. You see, in our view, we think only business and non-business. That's all. Now, core and non-core doesn't come in that. See, there is an opportunity in a hotel business in Solapur. We entered into it.
Okay.
And we are encashing it.
Okay. All right. Final question, Mr. Reddy. Last time you told us you're looking at what, 1,050 crores of a top line? That's on the cards?
Yes, definitely. 1,050 to 1,100 it should go. And we are expecting that we have put up the papers for the mega project. In the first phase, we are going to do 300 to 400 crores investment.
You have 200 to 300 crores of investment you're going to be putting in?
Yeah, 300 to 400 crores.
Where do you get this money from?
Around 120 crores from the internal accruals and 180 from the bank borrowings.
Debt. Okay, and currently what is your debt in your books?
We have only 9 crores, that is including out of 7 crores.
Okay.
We are expecting the chemical debt will be nil by coming 1 or 2 months.
Okay.
And the balance only 7 crores will be this hotel, which will be completed by 16, 17 months from coming now.
Okay. All those stocks that got absolutely a hard hit in the last couple of months, they're bouncing back. KRBL is up nearly around 6% as we speak. It's bounced up big time. And Ganesh Benzoplast as well. Remember, that stock has nearly halved from the highs that we saw. That one as well, in the last couple of days, it's up 25%. So keep an eye out on that one. Remember, the street was disappointed that the demerger was delayed. Now, in fact, for this week itself, that's the last 2 trading sessions, the stock has gained nearly around 25%, but it's still way off the previous peak that we saw. But the cement sector, that's the one in focus. ACC's numbers were very, very strong. We have Naveen who joins us from Edelweiss to give us his take on those numbers in the cement sector on the whole. Hi Naveen, good morning. Thanks so much for joining in. What's your take? We have the stock that's up nearly around 12%. Do you think that in fact, investors have missed out, or do you believe that it has more steam as well from here? What's the brokerage call on it?
Yeah, so certainly we are positive, and I think given the huge underperformance that was there in the stock, in the sense that was largely riding on the back of weak cement prices, despite such an environment, I'm saying the company has reported an extremely positive set of numbers. But more importantly, also the fact that the exit prices for the the current prices are much higher than the average for the previous quarter. Both the large caps, I think ACC and Ultratech, have given a positive.
What are the exit
commentary
prices
on
right now, Naveen? In the second quarter so far, how is the pricing different from what it was in the first quarter?
So I think it's at least about 1 to 2% higher over the average of the previous quarter. Because you saw price increases largely in the north and central region happening right towards the second fortnight of June. So the exit, and this is what I think even Ultratech in their formal result presentation did mention, that the pricing is much better versus the average of previous quarter. So I think the stock is also taking a cue from the fact that, first of all, monsoon typically is considered a weak quarter. But given that Ultratech's realization surprised so massively, as in they rose, in fact, 4.5% quarter on quarter versus a expectation of just about it being flat. You're starting a weak quarter, typically a monsoon quarter, on a much higher base, and your exit prices are also much higher. So I think that sets a very positive tone for the stock and its earnings.
All right. Naveen, very quickly, if you could tell us, we have got your rating on ACC and the target price there as well. Will you look at the remainder of the cement sector as well, and and are you all positive? Which stocks are you all positive on from the mid-cap space and other cement stocks?
So at this point of time, of course, we understand the choppy nature of the market. So largely, we are going with the large caps. In the sense, our top picks are ACC, Ultratech, and Shree Cement in that order.
Okay.
And more so ACC, given that while there is a huge comfort that is built into the earnings because of these results now, but also I think there is a potential in case the company offers any expansion or acquisition. I mean, one thing to also note was that they didn't offer, distribute any interim dividend this time. So I think maybe the company is conserving on cash to prepare for future expansion, which will lead to a further valuation multiple re-rating for the stock. So ACC is certainly positive. Ultratech also, because he's the largest player and we have a overall positive on the sector. In the mid-cap space, I think we are positive only where the ROEs are high and there is a decent amount of earnings cushion. So JK Cement is the only stock where we find it very comforting in sense that ROEs are 15-16%. There is a white cement which cushions volatility in the grey. And lastly, at current price, I think your grey cement is available almost at $40 for the expanded capacity. I mean, on FY20 basis, the grey cement valuation is extremely attractive at about $42, which I think is for a 15. I mean, the stock is currently about 10.5 million tons. Very soon, by end of FY20, it will be a 15